Before talking about the hero, let's talk about your previous work.
Okay.
I'll See You in My Dreams. It's about aging women in their later life. What makes you so interested in writing about aging people?
I think I'm just interested in people in general, and that's obviously part of, life, getting older. You're lucky if you get older. And I was just sort of curious about what that stage of life would be like. I was thinking about it as a curiosity. So that's where I'll See You in My Dreams started. And then the hero came about really through my admiration of Sam Elliott, the actor. And he happens to be a man of a certain age, so that sort of came through in that way.
Mm.
So it was sort of a natural progression that we would need to talk about, being later in life.
Mm-hmm. So at that time, how you meet Sam Elliott?
Well, he read the script for I'll See You in My Dreams, and he liked it, and he agreed to do the film. So we met through doing that film. And then my co-writer, Mark Bash, and I wrote the hero for him.
Mm.
So we wrote it specifically with him in mind.
What makes you want to make a film for him?
I just think he's one of our finest actors, but I also think he was a little, I think, underused in terms of the leading man. I think he was always a supporting guy, and I wanted to see him at the center of the movie, a movie about him. So I just love him. I think he's the best. So I wanted to write him a movie.
Yeah, he's a charming man.
Yeah, very charming.
See You in My Dreams, he seems like a so confident, charming, leading person.
Mm-hmm.
But in the hero, it's very different. He's passive. He's depressed.
Mm-hmm.
Why you make this contrast?
I didn't want him to play the same role twice, and I wanted him to play a man in crisis who's going through some difficult things, and I wanted to see sort of the more vulnerable side of Sam. So we wrote it with that in mind, that we'd want to see him be a little bit more vulnerable, really. So, and I never like to repeat myself or have an actor do the same role twice, so we wanted to give him something different from I'll See You in My Dreams.
Mm. Do you think the hero is a male version of I'll See You in My Dreams?
No, I think they're very different. They're about different things. I'll See You in My Dreams is about coming to terms with grief, loss, and the hero is about coming to terms with legacy or lack thereof. And I think it's also about facing the end of one's journey and knowing what you've left behind, and that it's never too late. So I think it's different, but I think they, just by the nature of the age of the lead characters, there's some crossover, but I think they deal with very different thematic things.
You want to focus on a man who facing his death,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
or you want to say outdated star to come back to stardom and to face success, maybe
Right.
again?
It's both, I think it's about both of those things. I think Sam's character thinks he needs another role to cement his legacy or another thing to be remembered. But I think by the end of the film, he doesn't really feel that way much anymore. So I think it's about both of those things. I think it's about the struggle between your career and your life, how people perceive you and what really matters at the end of the day. And I think by the end of the film, that is sort of not important anymore. It's sort of surface, while the more important relationships.
Success is the iceberg.
Yeah, success is not the end all be all. You know, at the end of the day, when you're really looking at your life and your legacy, it's about the people in your life, not the success or lack thereof that you had, I think. I think you can have success with your relationships in life, and that's more important.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of the journey that he goes on.
Yes, it's the end is like that way.
Mm-hmm.
So why entitled this film is as Hero?
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't see much heroic behavior from the character.
Yeah.
So what does it mean, hero, in this film?
Well, he's known for a movie called The Hero.
Mm-hmm.
So
But
many people...
Any meaning for...
I mean, it's an ironic meaning.
Uh-huh.
You know, he's not a hero, obviously, but he's known as the hero because that's his most famous role. So everyone goes around saying, there's the hero. But he's no hero. So I think it's an ironic title. And it's about the fact that that title of that movie within the movie has haunted him for a long time. So it's sort of a play, sort of tongue-in-cheek, if you will.
Some critics said the story of this film is quite flat, even cliche. But to me it's surprising because I thought after the speech, the character would be a big star again. But when the characters discussed success is the iceberg, the story turns into focusing his relationships with his girlfriend and daughter and fight for his struggle. Are you intentional to do so? Do you want to redefine the meaning of success? In this story, because I think it's quite different. I've heard they discussing about success is the iceberg, and then the story is the night is changed.
Correct. Yeah, I do think you have to look at success as more than just your career or your job, but your loved ones, and what is success with them, having successful relationships and meaningful relationships and loving relationships. That can also be a measure of success. And in many ways, it's a better measure of success than, say, being famous or rich or whatever. So yeah, I think that Lee, Sam's character, redefines success in that way. And, in terms of people saying the movie's flat or cliche, that's only a few critics said that one thing. Everybody has a very different opinion, but for the most part, I think people saw what we were trying to do. There was a few out there that didn't like it, but that's making a movie. That's always the case. It's a character piece, emotional journey, meditative in many ways.
Yes. In this journey, you use drugs, weed to the characters. Is it the meaning to back to nature or something like that?
No, I think it's more the idea about when you smoke a lot of marijuana, drugs, whatever, you're trying to sort of soften the blow of reality. You don't want to face the harsh light of reality, so you sort of soften it or muddy it with smoking weed or drink. Some people drink, I don't have anything against smoking weed, but I think if you do it all day, every day, you're not living in reality. You're avoiding reality.
Escape is kind of escape.
It's an escape, yeah, but not in a good way. I mean, it's too much escape to the point where you're avoiding reality. And I think that's where we meet him, is that he's not really ready to face his demons, face his life, his what he's left behind in his life. So he numbs it that way through smoking.
Until now, any difficulties you encounter?
Many. It's a difficult job. Making movies. Every movie that gets made is sort of like a little miracle, because it takes a lot of different things to come together to make it happen. So yeah, there's a lot of lot of challenges and difficulties along the way, but it's sort of what makes it fun too. It's always something different and new every day, whether it be a challenge in getting the movie financed, or if it's getting the movie, you know, losing the location, or having difficulty with schedule, or something falling through at the last minute, or planes flying the whole time you're shooting, so the audio is no good.
The story.
And then you've got the story, and then you've got everything.
Because
so
you said writing partner is very important, right?
Yeah, very important.
You said you have to someone to write a story.
I personally need a writing partner to write. I just need someone else to bounce ideas off of. But I think you certainly don't go into movie making thinking it's going to be easy. It's very challenging, but that's why I like it, I think, so much. The challenge of it is why it's so engaging and exciting and fun. If it was easy, then it wouldn't be fun. It'd be boring.
Yeah.
Easy's boring. Yeah.
So, do you have any plan for your next movie?
I've already shot my next movie. So, yeah, we've already finished shooting and we're editing now. So, new movie.
New movie. Also about internal struggle or emotional.
Yeah,
because your previous film, The New Year, I see in my dreams, and the hero is quite emotional.
Yeah, I think it's emotional.
Is it
more
your style already?
Maybe.
Or?
I don't know. I'll leave that up to other people to tell me my style or whatever. But I think it's heart. It's got a lot of heart. It's very heartfelt, sincere, very real. But it's also very funny. I think my movies are funny. I think that they have a good sense of humor. They don't take themselves too seriously. They're entertaining, you know. They are crowd pleasers. They're movies that I think people want to see and feel something from the experience of watching the film and leave hopefully feeling a little bit better about the world. You know, for 90 minutes you can just have a little, feel something good. That's what I like to do, is make people laugh and cry and feel good about things when they walk away from the theater, or inspired or moved. But the new one is more fun, I would say.
Do you want anything to say to Hong Kong audience?
I'm very excited to share the movie with the Hong Kong audience. I'll be excited to see what they think of the movie. So I'm very excited to be here, and I hope people that come see the hero like it. That's the idea. I make movies for other people to enjoy. So.